Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Leos in late December 2025? And as you can see, I am in the season spirit. You get to have your cards read by Kyle Claus himself. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo. Late December. What's the vibe? What's the energy for my beautiful friends here? Let's get this out. Yep, there we go. Nice and quick. Okay, something about time. All right, this card is very simple on its face, but it's a complex subject and it's a complex energy. I always say that when this card is here, because time, the construct of it, affects us all in a lot of different ways, right? Especially depending on the situation. For some of you, it's an energy that's waiting on something. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, looking at the image, we have this lovely lady here holding on to that hourglass as the sand slips through and through her fingers. Now, there's a lot of deep symbolism when it comes to hourglasses and time itself. And as I already mentioned, depending on your situation, it could be working in your benefit or it could be working against you. Well, it all depends, right? I feel that we all experience time in a different way. And a lot of you could probably think back and observe the same thing, where some days they just fly by. Some days they feel like they're dragging. So there could be the aspect of time that's affecting a situation you might be dealing with, whether it's you need to give it a little bit of time. That could easily be this when it's here. Are you waiting on someone? Is someone waiting on you? Those things could all be in play. Hopefully, this isn't someone feeling like too much time has passed or they're running out of time. I don't like to push that message too much because it can make people anxious. But really, all these different things, time is either working with you, for you, or against you. I guess it depends on your perspective, right? So we're just going to put her down right there. She could keep watching the hourglass and keep time. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always like to say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos. What have we got in late December? And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The Big Problem. Now, the whole reading itself wasn't bad. It wasn't all terrible. But to me, it was like, now there's an issue or a problem that it comes up and it needs attention. So whether it's something that you did give your attention to, or maybe you pushed it to the side, who knows? We're going to hope that that energy kind of works its way out, and we're going to hope for something more optimistic. But as you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your energy or someone else's vibe, right? It's all about awareness. So let's get it going here. What do we got for Leo in late December? Please. Thank you. Okay. Powerful. Very, very powerful energy right here in the front. And I usually like an action card, especially in a fire sign reading. And you can't get much more action packed than the Judgment card. So this energy is making moves. This energy is not slowing down. Let's keep going. Let's get more information here, because that's a very strong way to open up. It's very intense. I'll tell you that. Okay. Emperor. Big Aries energy showing up here. Someone trying to control the intensity of something, potentially. Let's get another card out. What we got here for the lovely Leos? Okay. 8 of Wands. All right, so it's a very fiery type of energy this week. Now, if there's any sign that could work with it, it would most definitely be the lovely Leos. But we got a lot of stuff, and it seems like for all fire signs, communication is the most important thing this week for like when we look big picture. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I know I was given some observations. I always feel it's very important to look at the elements first. It tells us how the energy is flowing, how the energy is moving. We got the Emperor and the Eight of Wands, big, big fire sign energy, or fire in general. Now, the good thing about fire is the passion, the intensity, the drive, the desire. It's our inner energy levels, our combustion engine. So I love the determination and the forward momentum that I see here, especially for a fire sign like yourself. This is a good thing, where it's like, I've got my energy, I'm putting it in this direction, I'm not putting it in that direction. The downside when we have so much fire is that it could be a little uncontrollable. So whether it's like feelings or situations that might be out of your hands, or things that have a little volatility to it, there's a lot of pressure that I'm picking up off of all this energy together. It's super intense. So I'm not saying this is all going to be a bad thing, but just know like things could go left real quick. Right here in front, we have judgment. That's an energy. I don't like to link it to an element. To me, it's more Plutonian energy, very much change based, and it's intense. It's very explosive in its own right when it's talking about deep soul level change. So when we combine all this together, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of intensity. So hopefully you could harness that for your benefit. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, let's start off with Judgment. Now, to me, this is a very scorpionic type of card. And as you can see, we got the Archangel Gabriel there, the messenger of God, blowing the trumpet. We got the people rising up from the dead. So when I see Judgment, there's a few little labels that I slap on it. First and foremost, it could be a decision. It could be a choice, a make or break point type of deal. It could be literal judgments, whether you're judging something or someone, or you might feel like someone's judging you, judging a situation. We're not going to stick just to that alone, but that can be involved. This is a huge action card of change, metamorphosis, forward momentum. Judgment sometimes can represent cycles popping back up as well. So things that return. Notice these people are returning from the dead. So it's very deep scorpionic level transformation or change. That's the big vibe. Now, the downside to this card, it's very karmic, and it could represent situations that are out of our hands, where it's like, all right, we're in the play, but we're not writing the script, so to speak. So watch out for any situations that's like, all right, I've done what I can do, nothing else I could do here. It's like giving me that kind of energy. We're going to have to really look at this much closer, because this change or this energy can be harnessed in a very positive way, a soul level way. Now, moving to the middle, as we get Judgment tucked right back in here by the amethyst. Maybe that'll chill it out a little bit. We got the Emperor himself, divine masculine. So it's the counterpart to the Empress. This guy gets a bit of a bad rep. Now, again, it does connect to Aries. So if you're connected to an Aries, maybe this is them showing up here. And it's not just gender specific. Always keep that in mind. There are really good aspects to the Emperor. It is controlled, it is measured, it's the king of kings, it gets stuff done. So if that's an energy you're embodying, that's a really good thing. It can represent authority figures as well, like I call the shots with something. So again, I'm not sure if that's a situation or energy you're embodying or somebody else. We'll have to take a look. But the downside to this energy is it tries to control something. So when I see Judgment, an energy that could be out of one's hands, and then I see the Emperor where it's like, no, I'm trying to control this. Obviously, there's a lot of friction there. So there could be various situations with a lot of intensity, a lot of friction. That's something I'm already picking up. Biggest downside to the Emperor, it could be a little too controlling. So watch out for overly controlling energies or peoples. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Eight of Wands, and we are not slowing down, my friends. Like, we're still speeding up, and that's what tells us how intense this energy is. Now, the Eight of Wands, it is a strong card of messages, communication, conversation, so we do want to look at this further. Notice the eight wands that look like arrows cutting through the sky. So for some of you, maybe it's a lot of chit chat, maybe it's a lot of talk, maybe it's a lot of chatter, maybe you're a little more popular than you normally are, maybe there's something you want to talk through. We're going to have to see what this really is. If we're talking about action, this is one where it's not thinking twice. It's just doing it. It's like, all right, I'm just going to do it. Doesn't think it through. So the downside to this card, yeah, it can be explosive. A whole situation can be explosive, or it could be someone acting before they fully think something through when I see this card. But again, it could be great. If we lean into the positive aspects of all these cards, there's a lot of forward momentum and there's a lot of intensity that can be harnessed for a good reason. If it can be harnessed, that's the big caveat to this. But let's go. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for our friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on judgment. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is judgment here for my good friends? What do we got for the lovely Leos? Okay. So we have the world in reverse. These cards have so many similarities, super angelic energy. So for those of you that are definitely spiritually attuned, there's a lot of light angelic energy surrounding you, which I think is good, and it's very protective. So keep that in mind. But the world is very similar to judgment, where it's about cycles. It's very karmic. It represents change and transformation. So the fact that we have this energy, then this one, there is some sort of cycle going on, whether you're like reliving something or a situation returns or pops back up. There could be a situation that is very karmic in nature as well, where it's like, okay, this energy and then this one, it's back and forth, yin and yang. Like there's this feedback loop that I'm picking up here in the front. So again, whether it's a karmic connection with somebody, a situation that is meant to spur on change and metamorphosis, like all of this is in play here. But if we were to boil it down with the explosive energy and the world in reverse, it feels unfinished, and it feels like something that can return in a very surprising or explosive type of way initially. Now, we do still need to look and see how the rest of this is going to play out, but very strong, powerful karmic energy tied to the situation, and energy where it's not quite done yet. So let's keep moving. Even if there is something that's closed recently, to me, it's like, all right, well, there's residual energy here. Like this energy is not quite done yet. Let's go in on the Emperor. We'll see what he has. Really want to get to that Eight of Wands now. So why is Mr. Emperor in the mix for the lovely Leos? Thank you. Yeah, strong Aries energy. Okay, so we have the Fool. This is an energy that, like, it feels very clean slate type of vibe. When I see, again, if you're not connected to an Aries, there's just so much of this energy of action and initiative. And when we think of the positive aspects of Aries energy, it's the first zodiac sign in the zodiacal wheel. To me, it's the initiator, right? That's the good side of it, where it's like, I want to do this and I'm going to do this. So can this represent action? 100%. When I see the Emperor and the Fool, it's like, okay, I've thought this through and now this is what I'm going to do. This is my plan and this is what I'm going to follow through with. So we have this fiery action coming in from someone. So whether that's you or somebody else, all about the action throughout this whole entire spread. Now, the Fool, yeah, like sometimes it could be a little wild, sometimes it could be a little reckless, right? Notice he is about to walk off that cliff there. I don't necessarily feel like this is mistake type of energy, but when I see the Emperor with the Fool, it's like, no, this is the direction and this is what I'm going to do. I've decided and this is the action that I'm going to take. So for a lot of you, there could be a lot of situations where you make up your mind, right? We have judgment and this, it's like, I've made up my mind and this is the direction I'm going in. Either that or somebody else has. So there's a lot of this weighing energy and then deciding to take action in a specific direction. We're going to keep going. And again, it doesn't feel bad. We have like this yin yang type of energy, because remember, it's an energy that's shifting and changing, then looping back. We have this whole cycle in the front. We have the first of the major arcana. We have the last. So there's like this feedback loop that we're picking up this week, Leo. Let's keep going on over to that Eight of Wands, though. We'll see what that has. And we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Eight of Wands here for my good friends? Why is it here for Leo, please? I like the decisiveness. Okay. So we do have the Sun in reverse underneath this Eight of Wands. Why does this feel like a miscommunication or a misunderstanding? That's how this feels to me. Now, not necessarily in a bad way, but it's an energy to me that wants to clear something up or state the facts. Or it's something along those lines. Now, the Sun is one of your power cards, Leo. I love it. It's the most positive card in the whole entire deck. It does connect very strongly to source energy. So again, got all this karmic angelic energy. Now we got the source energy showing up. Usually it's one of my cards that wins, victories, and triumph. So if it was in the upright under that Eight of Wands, I'd be like, oh, you got a win coming in, or you got some really good news. But when I see it in reverse, it's like, no, there's more details I want to share, or there's more details I want to speak about. It's an energy that might want to clear something up. So could this be a serious talk of some kind? Absolutely. Or a message, um, where it's like, no, there are some angles that we didn't consider here. So I don't know who wants to clear the air, or it feels like there's unsaid things or topics. Like, to me, it's like there's this unfinished type of energy that I'm picking up this week. So is it bad? I don't want to say that. It's just very intense. That's the thing, because it's like all fire, all very explosive. So when I see the Eight of Wands with the Sun in reverse, yeah, could there be conversations that either one, pop in out of nowhere, or intensify rather quickly? 100%. Like, there is this volatility in the energy, but I feel like for a lot of you, if this can be harnessed, it can be pushed in a very, very positive direction. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. Very dynamic reading this week. Very intense energy this week, Leo. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we got Judgment, World in reverse. So again, I was seeing this karmic energy, whether it's a connection or a situation. There's like this certain feedback loop, this balancing act that's going on. It's like forward, back, forward, back. It's a feedback loop. That's the best way I could put it. Could there be certain things that pop back up or return? Sure. Could there be an energy that feels unfinished? Absolutely. Moving to the center, we have the Emperor with the Fool. There's that big fiery explosive action where it's like, I have decided and this is what I'm doing. So for a lot of you, if you're making decisions or choices, it's like, not, I plan on following through with this one. So there's big action coming in one way or another. It's like, I have decided and this is what's going to happen. Moving to the back end, we have the Eight of Wands with the Sun in reverse underneath it. It could be good for some of you, especially if there's a situation or something that you want a little more clarity on or a little more detail. Because to me, it's an energy that wants to clear the air. So it could be an explosive talk, sure, because there's a potential for it to either intensify or come in out of the blue. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for our lovely Leo friends? Thank you. The Fool again. Like, this Aries energy is all over the place. And I say this almost every week that, like, when I tap into Aries and Leo energy, there's a big similarity to it. So yeah, we got double Aries cards. We got it again showing up here in the shadows. So if you're connected to an Aries, there's still like this energetic link for one reason or another. Now, in this deck, this card is called the Seeker as opposed to the Fool, but it's literally the same thing. You could see in the imagery, except this one is walking without its head. The good thing about this card, we already spoke about it, the action, I'm doing this, it's making moves, very fiery. But the downside, we've already kind of discussed as well. It's an energy that can act before it thinks. So I think for a lot of Leos in this time, whatever situations you might be going through, whether good, bad, or indifferent, it's always important to absorb, think, then act. There should be like some sort of filtering process before you make some type of move, whatever it might be. Hopefully this isn't somebody just being like wild, because it can be, right? When I see the Fool, it's like an energy that feels like a live wire. So we're just going to put him down right there. Watch out for urges and temptation in this time. There's just been this strong intensity throughout the reading from front to back this week. And again, that could be harnessed for good. So we're going to let him chill over there. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like further clarification on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My December schedule is live right now, and the spots go quick, so go check it out, see what's available if you want to have a chat with me. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks for all skill levels, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you resonate with most? When you see it in a reading, it's like, yeah, that's me. Put your answer in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.